If I'm 450, 475, should I just hang it up and just forget about ever owning a home ever?
I'm so glad you said that because a lot of times, if people hear what they just heard
Mm-hmm.
and they're probably in the process of just pulled their credit or just
Mm-hmm.
saw it last month and it was
Mm-hmm.
that score,
Mm-hmm.
the thing about it is get over the fear.
Okay.
Say, guess what, Henry? Guess
Mm-hmm.
what, Damon? Guess what, Cian? I'm a 475.
Yeah.
I heard Henry say 660. I'm gonna tell you where Henry getting this 660 and better from.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you're taking care of somebody, you want to take care of somebody. The higher your FICO, the better products open up to you.
What is FICO?
Credit score.
Okay.
So I'll say it in that way. So you're,
Mhm.
you're I'll say so.
Talk to me in English.
That's right. Talk to me in
Right.
English. So credit score. So
Okay.
what happens is that now I'm gonna tell you some scary things, and
Mhm.
and we gotta put it all out on the table.
Mhm.
So lenders will finance. Some lenders will finance all the way down to a 500 credit score.
Wow.
Do not.
So
be,
I don't have to hang up my hat.
You don't have to hang up your hat, but you shouldn't be overly confident
Mm-hmm.
that this is your best
Mhm.
decision.
Right.
When you have a 500 credit score,
Mm-hmm.
we might be able to get you into a house, but it's not going to be comfortable. What do you mean?
Mhm.
The thing about it is you're going to be paying a much higher interest rate than you should ever pay
Mhm.
because you don't want to work to get your score up to where Henry said. And then
Gotcha.
in addition to that, you're talking about heaping on, a high interest rate, which means a high payment. And overall, for the most case,
Mm-hmm.
it's probably going to be a very, very, very low loan amount. So you're going to have this tiny loan
Right.
amount with this
Yeah.
huge interest rate and this huge payment, and you're going to say to yourself,
Mm.
I own a house.
Sound,
Well,
sounds like the ingredients for failure.
yeah, like a witch's
Yeah.
brew. And that's no good. That's no good. That's no
Right.
good.
So if I am 475, then I shouldn't lose hope.
You should
I
definitely
can-
not lose hope.
I can work with someone
Absolutely.
like you or myself, and get that 475 up.
Absolutely.
Right.
And the reason why is it
Mhm.
475?
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
I think the fear is people have to realize we all were young at one point, right? We all made some very bad decisions.
I used to be young and beautiful.
Right.
still
You,
are.
yeah, you still are. But we learned how to ride a bike.
Right.
Right. We learned how to
Mhm.
swim, hopefully. I
Mhm.
mean, there's so many things that you had to get over after
Mhm.
failure. As Damon said, they might take you 110 times
Right.
to get to that 660 or higher.
Yeah.
But the idea is, what is stopping you from getting there? How do we put together a
Mhm.
roadmap? I tell people all the time,
Yeah.
one of my favorite movies is The Wiz. Right.
Mhm.
At the end of the Yellow Brick Road, Bill Cosby. I mean,
Michael Jackson?
no, the comedian,
the wizard.
the wizard.
The wizard.
But who
Yeah.
was the wizard?
Nipsey Russell.
Yeah. Well, yes. They're not going to be. They're not going to be there to say, "Oh, you don't have a house."
Right.
Right. They're going to be there to say you have a house. Right.
Mhm.
Richard Pryor was the Wiz.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Now,
Fucking
here's the funny part about that. I think most people get on the road and they
Mhm.
hit that first bump.
Yes.
They get scared. They hit
Yeah.
that second bump. They say, "Oh yeah, this road is too bumpy for me.
Mhm.
I'm gonna get
I'm
off
out.
this road."
Yeah.
We don't want you to get off the road. There's a reason your score is at that 475. It
Mhm.
could be that you had some student loans that were supposed to be in deferment that were not showing up as in deferment, and they were marking you late for the last 6 months, which is going
Mhm.
to drive down your score. That might be writing a letter to your student loan company saying, "Hey, I had my credit report pulled, and I'm seeing that you're reporting me late. I need you to remove those lates."
Mhm.
They may remove those lates, and now your score goes up to a 580. Right. So there's different reasons of why your score is at the 475, but let's
Mhm.
figure out why is it there.
Mhm.
Then let's figure out how to get you on a path to home ownership.
Wow.
It may take you 6 months, it may take
Yeah.
you 3 years.
Right.
I mean, I'm proud to say
But you
we
have
worked with
help.
You do have help,
You
and
have
you have
help.
time.
Yeah.
So again, I keep telling people,
Mhm.
I put a post today out there for somebody helped buy a car lot 3 years ago.
Mhm.
Right. And I was like, man, 36 months. That's a long time. But it went by just like that. I don't think
Mhm.
people understand that. If you even watch your children grow up,
Mhm.
I can remember bringing my daughter home from the hospital.
Yeah.
I just said she's a sophomore in high school. I'm thinking, like,
Mhm.
where did the time go? We just have to
Mhm.
understand it does take time, but it
Mhm.
can happen. We don't want you to lose faith. But again, I think this is where the team comes in, right?
Right.
Cian's the realtor,
Mhm.
Damon's the loan officer, Henry's the
Yeah.
financial coach. How's
Yeah.
it going this month with that client? Well, they're making pretty good
Mhm.
progress. People follow up with them. Cian says, "Oh, yeah, you know what? I know you're working with Henry. He says
Yeah.
you think good things are happening. I see
Yeah.
that home ownership there for you."
Right.
As long as they have that support system, I believe
Right.
most people will always get to the end of the
Yeah.
road and get the home ownership. The difference is we got to pick them up when they start to fall down a
Right.
little bit. We got to help them pick
Yeah.
them back up, and I think that
Yeah.
helps.
And